You're listening to Storage Nerds Podcast, where we unravel the best-kept secret of the real estate investing world, the storage industry. Join the grassroots guru in self-storage, Stacy Rossetti, in insightful discussions about finding, funding, and running these spaces, allowing you to yield the highest returns possible. Get your foot in the door on self-storage and discover how to properly purchase facilities, negotiate with sellers, and close the deal without worries. Start unpacking that investment wisdom with Stacy right now.
Welcome. And I'm in an office today. I'm not in my RV. I'm in an office, and it's like freezing in this office. I'm like, this is why I love living in my RV. I can always just turn the air up or down if I want. My hands are like so frozen right now. So we're waiting here for just a couple minutes while everybody hops on. I appreciate you guys coming and hang out with me today. Introduce yourself in the chat and let me know where you're from. If this is your first time, let me know. Welcome if it's your first time. And also if you own a storage facility, let me know in the chat, please. I would love to get to know you guys. Just a quick reminder that I teach every Monday night. All right, so this is open to anybody that wants to come and listen. If you are interested in learning how to invest in self-storage, I am the person here to help you get started and to get your first facility under contract. That's what I do, is I help people get their first facility under contract, and then that way you can hold on. You can hold on to it if you want, or you can keep it for a couple of years, and you can sell it and 1031 exchange it, or whatever you want to do. That's my job. That's what I'm here to help you to do. So I teach for free every Monday night. It's available to anybody. Now, the topic of every Monday night is completely different. All right, so this is not the same. I know it says how to buy a storage facility in the next 90 days, even if you've never invested in real estate before. But the truth is like you cannot learn how to invest in self-storage in like 1 hour. All right, so essentially I just teach every Monday. And then I have a different topic every Monday for anybody that wants to listen. So you got to hop on like more than once, right? Now, obviously, I'm going to give you an overview today of kind of how self-storage investing works. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over my very first deal. I'm going to talk about it. How did I find it? How did I fund it? How do I run it? And I'll just kind of show you the numbers. We have a brand new deal analyzer that we've released to my virtual assistants, and they are using it, and we're working out the kinks and stuff. They're my guinea pigs on the deal analyzer. And then once that is done with the VAs, then I will give it to my students, and then they will be able to use it as well too. You guys, everybody that is here that is not a student or a virtual assistant working for me, do not get access to this deal analyzer. Okay, I had a couple people, email me and ask like, how do I get access to the deal analyzer? It's so awesome and stuff, and it's an awesome deal analyzer, but you have to be a student in order to get access to that. That's it. That's the only way you get access to it. So again, just wanted to let y'all know that, ahead of time. And then finally, I do offer a deal analyzer in my course. It's not the one that you're going to see here because this one only goes to my students. But if you do need a deal, like a basic deal analyzer to like run numbers, then the one that's in the course will get you started for sure and help you to run numbers. And it's the one that we used to use, back in the day. It's our first deal analyzer. So we used it as well, and my students have used it to find deals. So it's available to everybody. And then just a quick note that, we're going to be updating that deal analyzer to a better version of it, like within the next month or so, just so you know. And then you guys will have access to that through the course, okay? But this deal analyzer that I'm going to use today is only for my students, okay? Okay, good. Let's see what else. And then right after this session, I'm going to hop on like a couple minutes before the next hour, and I'm going to hop onto my fund pitch. All right. So I pitch the fund right after this session every single time, every single Monday. And if you're interested in investing in self-storage passively, right? So then you can hop onto the Self-Storage Fund of America pitch, and you can hear me out, and then you can decide whether or not you want to invest in that. Now you have to be an accredited investor. You have to have a net worth of $1 million, or you have to have an income of $200,000 or 300,000, depending on how you file jointly. All right. So that's really what the fund is about. So it's a way to passively invest. So if you're the type of person that's like, man, this seems like a lot of work, then you should definitely look at the fund. And then finally, the Storage Nerds doors are going to open in a couple of weeks. All right. On the 28th of August, we're announcing the doors opening to Storage Nerds. Storage Nerds is the coaching program. And then my calendar opens up for 6 days over the course of 2 weeks. And I take calls Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for 2 weeks. And if you're interested in the coaching program, then you should definitely schedule time. You want to get onto the wait list. And you want to schedule, then you want to get, when you're on that wait list, you'll get access to my calendar, and then you'll be able to schedule some time with me. And then we can talk about the coaching program. If it's the right fit for you, you'll be able to talk to me. All right. I'm the one that does all the calls. All right. And so then that's available too. The coaching program starts at $1,000 a month. Okay. So if you're like, oh my gosh, $1,000 a month, that's just like too much, whatever, then there's no need for you to schedule a time with me. I want to leave my schedule open to people that, understand what the price is. It is an investment to get coaching. All right. So that's where that's at as well too. Okay. And if you're not ready for that, you still want to do it, you just have to get your ducks in a row, right? You got to get everything in a row and get your money in order, get sorted out. And I've talked to many people, many students that are like, okay, I'm not ready this time, but I'm going to be ready next time. And then I talk to them and they join. So, may take a couple months. It's okay. Okay. All right. So I want to go over, before we say, everybody says hi to me, I want to say hi to everybody first. And then I'm going to go over the first deal. So I see we've got Gary is here. So Gary's in Olympia, Washington. Hi. And Mike and Ashley are in Raleigh. So welcome. They're newbies. And Rob is here. Rob is from Florida. All right, cool. Nice to meet you. We have storage facilities in Florida. We have storage facilities in also Georgia and Florida. That's where we're at. So I know that area, in the Panhandle especially, I know that area very well. And then Des Moines here. So Scott's here, so welcome. And Greg from Little Rock. Arkansas is like super hot area right now, just FYI. And let's see who else. We've got Peekins. Is it Peekins? I hope I said that right. From New Jersey, and Dan and Cindy are from Austin. Austin, Texas, that's where I'm from, just so you know. All right, so I'm an Austinite, but I live now in an RV, traveling around. And we're in Austin quite often, actually. And I've been looking at the Austin market, but it's very expensive and it's too expensive. It's like 5 caps. All right, so just FYI. Oklahoma City, Stephanie's in Oklahoma City. We will be in Oklahoma City in a couple of weeks. For a friend of ours' birthday. So I'm going to check that city out because I heard it was a very cool city as well too. Okay, good. And Tanya says she's here for the first time. So welcome. Lee is from San Antonio, first time. Gary's first time. And who else? Christina is from Winter Haven, Florida. Okay, good. And who else? Daryl is here. Hi, Daryl from Detroit, Michigan. Awesome. Does not own any facilities, but looking to. Awesome. And Debbie and Felicia are here. So welcome. They're in Mexico. And from Josh from Phoenix is here. So welcome. Jason's from Virginia. Okay, good. Everybody's here. Awesome. I got to say hi. Okay, Ed is here from Oregon. Okay, so we got a lot of people. Okay, good. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm going to go over my very first facility with you guys, and I'm going to use my new deal analyzer. I have not used my new deal analyzer on the facility that we have now. We've had this facility for 5 years, so I've been investing in self-storage for 5 years. As of July last month, it's been 5 years now. So we've come up very far for 5 years. So we bought 11 storage facilities in the last 5 years. We're buying our 12th one next week. So I'm really excited about that. Pete, my husband, manages all that. I find them and fund them, and then my husband manages them. So his job is, as soon as we get it under contract, he kind of takes over, and then he sets up the company and gets all the management stuff ready and everything. So he's doing that. He's very busy with that. I think that's it really about me. This facility I'm going to go over, this is a really good first facility, right? So everybody here all wants to buy their first facility, get their foot in the door. And so I'll kind of give you an idea of what I did too. And actually the first facility for finding them, right, was kind of a little bit different because this was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, like going onto the MLS and finding like anything was possible. Right now, you go on the MLS to find anything that's like a good deal. It's like not possible, right? And so what happened was I've been investing in real estate for 10 years. And from 2011 to 2015, I was rehabbing homes. I was the crazy person that did like 10 or 15 rehabs at the same time. And it was just nuts, right? And I rehabbed 100 homes in 5 years, right? And I do not like recommend that for anybody at all. Do not do that. And because it's just too much work, man. Now that I'm in storage, like why would anybody why should you do rehabbing? But some people love it, I guess. I don't know. But so then what happened? So I was rehabbing all these homes, and then in 2016, I got pregnant and with Lillian, my daughter. And at that time, I was doing like 10 or 12 rehabs. I was doing a lot of rehabs. And I started like freaking out about like how much time it was taking me to do all these rehabs. And so then I started talking to my realtor and telling him that I wanted to start doing something else. And my realtor, I had been using, he's still my realtor as of today. So, excuse me, I'm still kind of sort of getting over COVID, but so just my voice kind of goes out sometimes, just FYI. But anyways, yeah. So I talked to my realtor, his name's Richard, and I basically told him, that I wanted to like start looking for some passive income. And so he started getting out there and looking for me. And we looked at like multifamily, we looked at all kinds of different deals. And then this is the one that he found. And so he called me up and he said, okay, I found a storage facility. What do you think about storage? And I was like, oh yeah, storage sounds good. And Richard's the kind of person too, he's like a great type of realtor to have on your team. Like, and I don't have anything against realtors except for, sometimes, there's just different types of realtors. But Richard really only works with investors. But what he does is he gets up every day and he kind of looks for like deals on the MLS. And he just is kind of like, he'll send you like deals that he thinks that it wouldn't even be storage. It could just be whatever. So like this morning I got a deal from him, and it was and he sent me these several times because he knows that I'm like, an investor. So like, I'm an entrepreneur. So like, oh, maybe she might be interested in this. And so he sent me it was for sale, and it was a marina. It was a marina, right? So it was like this long dock and all these like boating spaces, and there was like like office space and stuff like this. He's like, what do you think about this? And I was like, this is so like not in what I'm doing, or whatever. But he'll just send me like stuff like that is what he does. So he sent me over this storage facility. He's like, what about this thing? There's a storage facility. And this is back when like the storage facilities could be on the MLS, when they would just be like, nobody would be buying. Right. This is back in the day. And so this storage facility had been sitting on the market for 5 years and nobody bought it. And so I was like, oh yeah, storage, that sounds kind of cool. Let me go check that out. And it was only like 20 minutes from my house. And that was honestly one of the main reasons I went over and looked at it, because everything else I'd have to drive to and go 30, 40. And, Atlanta traffic is like not good. And so, so it was like 20 minutes. So I drove over. I was like, let me go check it out. So I drove over and took a look at it. And I was like, yeah, this is something I'm very interested in, at least trying to figure out if it's a good deal or not, and like this kind of thing. I was like, so I called up Richard and I was like, all right, so let's just meet the owner, and I want to talk to him and I want to get the story. It's like, why has it been sitting on the market for 5 years? This kind of thing. And so he scheduled a time with me to go meet the owner. And I brought Pete with me. And I brought, and I think I was pregnant at the time. So I just had this big belly. I was pregnant. It was with Pete, and we walked the property. I also brought my lender with me, because at that time I was about to finish up a rehab, and I was going to roll that money over into something. And that lender, I was like, I'm going to roll it into something, but I don't know what. I was like, what about a storage facility? And he was like, yeah, storage is fine. So I was like, why don't you come over and check this out, and you tell me if you think you would be interested in lending me the money on this. So I brought my lender with me as well too. And that's like a tip or a trick for like, especially for people. I take my lenders to my places a lot of times. If they like back in the day, I used to take my lenders to like just show them what we were buying and stuff, which is a good, because then they feel part of the team and stuff. We walked around and we met the owner, and his name was he went by Butch. But his name was John. And so we walked the property with him, and he was like 88 years old or something. He was like super old. And, and he was like, my wife wants to retire and just go to Florida. So we're finally selling. And he's like, nobody wants to buy this thing. And I was like, I'll buy it. And I said, for the right price, I'll buy it. And he was like, well, what's your price? So we started talking, and this is what he did. Now let me show you some pictures so you have a visual of it, so you can have an idea what they look like. Okay, so this is it. So you drive up to the gate, and it's on kind of like a not a super long road, but a road, and it's kind of towards the back. It's in an industrial, kind of like an industrial area. I'll show you in just a minute where it's at. And this was the fence. It's all kind of rusted looking and stuff and everything. And over here to the side was like a huge big pile of tires. That's why you can't see it. These are like professional pictures from the photographers. So we tried to get professional pictures that we could put on the website. But over here actually was like a huge big mound of tires that took us like a good year and a half, 2 years to get rid of, because we called EPA and they came and just got all of them. But so, and then this is like a very long, skinny building. You can see all the way through. It's just one row. It's 64 units is what it is. 64 10 by 10s. 64 10 by 10s is it is a good size unit, 6,400 square feet, right? And then you can see over here to the left is like parking, all right? And there is a ridiculous amount of parking in this. There's the keypad. Let's see. Let's go back to this. Let me pull it up this way. It's probably easier to go this way. Yeah, so there's the storage unit. This is what it looks like. It's like storage facility. It's all asphalt. There's a little bit of because this facility parks parks a lot of trucks and stuff. So the road gets torn up a lot. All right. And I'll talk about that a little bit too, but you can see that here's the paving, and then over time it just gets like beat up. Right. And so this is the back part of it. There was parking on this side. So we no longer park cars. Like the rule is no cars. Because like people just come and work on them and stuff like this. It's just like horrible. So that's our rule. So our rule now for this facility is only like big rigs, trucks, RVs, And now this area is an industrial area. So this area is in Fayetteville, Georgia. Let me pull that out here so you can see. Just south of Atlanta. This would be considered a secondary market. It's not rural, that's for sure. This is like the suburbs. So it's actually a very good market to invest in. Now, and the funniest thing is when we bought this facility, because I just searched Fayetteville storage to see, what came up. And so you can see like there's a CubeSmart here, a public storage, live storage. What's this one here? Live storage. Like now, when we bought this facility, there were no live storages. There was nothing. Get out of here. Keep zooming in and out. There was like nothing like this. All of these facilities, like this one right here, is brand new. This one's brand new. This one's brand new. So these have just all gone up in the last 5 years. And then you have ours, right? Our facility, which is like, this like, beat up old facility. Now it looks a lot better now. So these pictures are 5 years ago, because we took these pictures for the website. Now we got the whole thing repaved. We got it repaved. We put gravel down, so it looks like super nice. It's been all cleaned up and everything. So these pictures are older, just so you guys know. But I wanted to show you that, when we bought this thing, there was like no storage facilities, in this area. So it was kind of like, it seemed rural, but it's really not, because it's like so close to the city. But like this area this is one of those areas that was just kind of like missed, right, for a long time. It was like, Fayetteville, Georgia, if y'all know anything, Fayetteville, Georgia is super popular. Peachtree City is over here as well too. And then just in between, like this area, the Riverdale area, was just kind of like this missed area of the Atlanta. But now it's like growing, booming, good, nice area. So we buy at the perfect time. And once we sell, it'll be a great time to sell as well too, because it'll be we'll have all this, we'll have all these facilities to look at. And also we're going to leave this open because we are going to look at the competition and what they're charging and try to get some ideas of what the competition is. Okay. So again, this is what it looks like. And this is 5 years ago. So we've cleaned this up and it looks really, really nice. Now, I don't think we've gotten professional pictures yet taken of it, but, it gives you an idea. It's a long, skinny storage building. See how long this thing is, like super long. This is a 3-acre lot, too, just to give you an idea. Like, this is a lot of acreage. And it's 64 10 by 10s. And then there's probably about 60, I would say maybe 60 to 70 parking spaces. So the same amount of units is the parking as well too, okay? So you can park a lot of vehicles. And when we bought this facility, essentially Butch, he was just like, go find a parking space. Like you see how ours are kind of all lined up and stuff? Like we had to come in on this facility and rearrange all the parking. It was just a disaster. People were working on their cars and dumping tires and it was like a huge dumping. So it was just it was a storage facility that needed a lot of work. Now, typically storage facilities don't need this much work. I haven't really ever I've seen a couple of storage facilities that need work, a lot of work, but typically not a lot of work is what they need for rehabbing, right? So this for rehabbing for us was really clearing out all the tires, getting the trash out, organizing the parking so that there's actually lanes and not just go find a spot. There was in the back, there was a tractor trailer that had parked there and left his trailer. And then there was also a mobile home in the back too, as well. That like I said, they were paying for storage for these things. And we had them get those out. And, actually, we got a hold of the owners and we were like, you need to get these out now. Otherwise, we're going to get rid of them. And they were just like, get rid of them. Right. So and that took us a good 6 months to get rid of them because we had to find somebody to pull all those out and stuff. So we had to come out of pocket. Actually, we didn't really come out of pocket on that. We put those on storage auctions. And then somebody bid on it and they came and paid for it and stuff. And we did that all before we paid because we didn't want them to tear all the paving up and stuff. So my husband worked very hard to get that stuff out, get the parking good, get the bad tenants out, the good tenants in. So just to give you an idea, this actually really this facility needed a lot of work. And we've been slowly doing that over the past 5 years. Okay, good. So that's that. Okay, so that's that. So now, just to give you an idea of what it looks like, so let me find this dill analyzer. I think Chris just sent this to me, so hang on. Did I open it? No, I didn't open it yet. Okay, so we have this brand new dill analyzer. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. Now remember, this dill analyzer is not available to you because a couple of people were like, I want that dill analyzer, and they start freaking out and stuff. Right. So I just want y'all to know that if you become a student, you have access to this, but I want to show you how to run dill analysis. And I figured I want to run my numbers and just see kind of where we're at based on this new dill analyzer. So who knows where we're going to be at, right? So, and then another thing too is this year is when last November is when Pete repaved. Actually, let me talk about that. Last November is when Pete repaved this facility. And it took him almost the entire year to prepare for that because he had to because we have parking, right? So you know how hard it is to and we were full. We were full of parking and the units and stuff, so we were doing really well. And then we decided that we needed to repave. And so it took him actually forever to get quotes on the repaving. It took forever because that was the hardest time when last couple of years when contractors were just too busy to do anything and stuff, right? So we finally got several quotes in, range, the quotes were completely different from each other, right? We had one that was 25,000 up to 85,000 for the exact same thing. So I have no idea how contractors even quote anything out, But I think we went in the middle of the road somewhere, But so we found this guy to come in and he repaved all the paving all the way around the whole facility, and then he also put gravel down on the edges for the park. Okay, so that's what we paid for. I think it was probably like 50 or 60 grand. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was right around that. Right around that. Okay. And then if you think about this for the storage, like for the parking, right? The storage units are not that big of a deal because like they're just there, right? But the parking, so we had to basically move all the parking out and find a place for them to park while we paid. And then like the contractor had to pave everything like in a couple of days. Something like that. Like he couldn't take like weeks to do this. Like he had to be in and out because we had to go so we had to pay to move all of those cars out, right, and get them out. Now we contacted all the owners. We told them like, hey, like we're gonna repave. Like if you can move your car, can you move it over here? And there just happened to be like right next to this building, right next to our facility, there was like a school, and the school was like had this like huge parking lot. So we basically contacted the school and said, hey, can we it was like, during the holiday. It was actually during Thanksgiving is when we did it, actually, if I remember correctly. And like, so he said, hey, during Thanksgiving, you're not going to be there. The school's going to be out and stuff. Can we borrow your parking for that weekend? We'll pay you to have everybody come over and park here. We'll tow everybody, and then we'll tow everybody back before everybody comes back from school. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. So he worked out some sort of deal. I don't know what it was. And so Pete had to, so first what he had to do is like first get quotes on the paving, and then he had to move all those cars out. And then he moved them over to the thing. And then he had to also hire security for that, right? So he had like a security guard, like a couple security guards, like night and day patrolling, because it wasn't all fenced in. I think it was just this parking lot. And they were there like patrolling everything. And then the contractor had to come in and repave everything. But it took like a couple days to do that. And then he had to come in, they had to gravel everything. It took like a couple days to do that. So this was like, in order for us to repave this thing, it was like a huge ordeal that took months and months and months of work to do, right? So just FYI on that, so everybody knows. But now the place is like totally brand new, repaved, and it looks awesome, amazing. And I don't know if we have any pictures of it, honestly. I have to say, I'm sure Pete took a lot of pictures, but it looks amazing, right? So and the reason we did that is because we do want to sell. We're essentially going to sell. We have 5 facilities in the Atlanta area, just like these, and we're going to sell those as a portfolio. And we want like all the facilities obviously to look as nice as they possibly can and stuff. So that, so we spent $50,000 to get it fixed up, and a lot of time and effort. And then like hopefully in the end that'll reward us like a little bit extra money or whatever. So anyway, so that's that. Okay. All right, so this is the dill analyzer. So let's try to figure this out and run numbers on this facility to see what it is, okay? So I'm looking at like this year's income. And as of right now, we have 73, let's see, not 70, yeah, $73,000. I'm sorry, no, it wasn't what it is, $42,000. Last year, we had like $75,000. Something like this, okay? Because we had like a whole couple of weeks where we made like no money, and like basically the whole Christmas from November, December, we didn't make any money. So it came out to like 75,000. So we'll put that there, 75,000. Okay, we'll figure out the cap rate in a little bit. And then the number of units, let's say there's like 100. I mean, actually, so what we're going to do on this facility is we're going to separate out the storage units and the revenue for, that's true. Yeah, let's separate that out. The RV revenue and the storage units. Okay. So we make let's say $80 a month on 64 10 by 10s. All right. So we'll just calculate this out here. So 64, maybe somebody else can help me with this too. 64 10 by 10s, right? I'm sorry, $80 times $80. And we're full. I mean, we're typically full for this. So it's $5,000 a month, okay, is what we're making. And then we make another, let's say, $75 a month on the parking. Okay, and we have like, let's say 60 spots. So 75 plus 60 is 100. I'm sorry, let's times 75 times 60 times 60 is 4,500. All right, so we should be making around, let's say, $9,500 a month. So 9,500 times 12. Okay, so $114,000. So let's do that. Let's do 100. Let's do 60. Let's do 80 times. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Tried to separate this out. So 80 times 60 is 5,000 or 80. Yeah. So let's do 5,000 times 12. So 60,000. That's what I was going to do. 60,000, not 600. 60,000, and then let's do 64 units, 6,400 square feet. Okay. And let's do 8% vacant, or actually, no, let's do 8% vacant. Okay. And then on the current tab, what I'm going to do is add other income. So we separate out the RV income from the storage income. Okay. Because it's really two separate incomes, right? And what did I say? We made 4,500 times 12 is what? Is 5,400. Okay, so 5,400 here. Let's do 5,400. 54,000, sorry, not 5,400. Okay. All right, so that's here. I'm going to do 54,000 here as well too. And these tabs here, essentially what this is this is your valuation for like your current, right? Your current income. And then this is your valuation for like if you add any other income, right? So I just want to make sure that those are included into the income. So that's why that is there. Okay, and we are at 85 cents a square foot, right? So now let's try to figure out if we can increase rates. Now we just did a price increase on, like, I think maybe 3 or 4 months ago. I'm not sure. So, we're not really due for one yet, but what we're going to do is we're going to, stop share, reshare, and we're going to go just to look at the competition and kind of see what they're charging now. So let's just pull up, and I'm only going to do like one of these, but at least kind of we get an idea. Which one is this? This is the storage facility is here. I think this is kind of a newer one. I'm not sure. Is this a storage facility? It says storage, but I don't see it here. Maybe. Okay, so that's not one. Let's pull out a little bit here and let's try to find a good storage facility. I'm not going to use live storage. I'm not going to use like, tri-level or anything like that. I'm just going to try to find like a competition. Now look, what it says, it's like you don't find a lot of competition outside of just like huge big ones here. But I think I saw one. Yeah, 92 mini storage. Let's check this one out. This one might be a good competition. It's got 3 stars. This is what it looks like. Maybe it's in the back, it looks like. And let's see, it has a website. Let's look at this, so this might be one that'd be a good one to call and see if they want to like sell, they want to sell too as well. Oh, it's a U-Haul. It's a U-Haul thing. So maybe it's not one. Let me check here. 92 mini storage. No, 92 mini storage. Let's see if we can find. Does not have a website. So let's find something else. Let's see. Hang on. Let's find another competition here. Let me see who else. Live storage. There's got to be something around here. No competition outside of like primary market stuff. Live storage, tape storage. Let me do self-storage facilities. And then I don't want to do near me. I want to do Fayetteville, North Carolina. Not North Carolina, Georgia. Okay, we've got, let's see, Fayetteville self-storage Cube Smarts. Like all of our competition has become like so big. It's like the weirdest thing here. Like everybody's just getting so big here. And let's see. Simpson, let's do Simpson self-storage. I just saw a Simpson. Let's try that. Simpson self-storage, Fayetteville. Did that come up or no? Why is it so hard to find like competition here? Here's one, Midgard. Is this a good one? This one has a website. Let's check it out. Okay, good. This one has a website. Okay, so let's look at prices. I look at this website. I'm like, oh yeah, this looks familiar. Is this ESS? What is this one? Midgard, dynamic. You can tell a lot by a storage facility. It's like a big one, so this is not going to be a good competition. So let's get out of here. Let's go back, see if we can find something else. Yeah, Fayetteville has become like a primary market, honestly. Let's see if there's anything here. And all this area has become like, looks like we're the only one around that is not like primary market. So let's see, which kind of like is good, because like that means, where somebody can come in and buy it and like do whatever they want with it, because we are thinking about selling. Hang on, let me just get out of this because I think self-storage, Fayetteville, Georgia. We'll find something. Hang tight, guys. I know there's a lot of storage facilities, but storage, Fayetteville, Miss Lillian's. There used to be a storage facility like right over here too, but I guess it's not here anymore. It must not be on Google Maps. Let me see if I can find something else. What about Space Shop? Let's see this one. Is this a good one? Scott, how many? How does it have 203 reviews? Let's see. This one might be a bigger one too. Let's check. Well, we'll at least kind of get the prices here. Yeah, this is a bigger one too, but at least we can kind of get the prices from them. Now, typically, and then what you also could do is you could go in, I'm not going to go now, but you could go into Radius Plus, and then you could log in and you could pull up like competition that way as well too, right? I'm just looking on Google is what I'm doing. But we'll say, okay, we've got 10 by 10. All we have is 10 by 10s. They're choosing, these are climate control. So this is not one. Let's see if they don't have anything that's non-climate controlled, of course. Yeah. So look how much they're charging for this thing. It's crazy. Who can afford $350 a month for a storage facility? I know I'm not going to pay that much. Okay. That one's not going to be a good one. We're going to find a good one. And if anybody else wants to look and see if they can find something too, I'd really appreciate it. Maybe you guys can find something too. But what I'm saying is that this like everything is like primary storage here now. Like there's like no, let's go over here to Jonesboro. There's got to be something in Jonesboro, right? Metro. I just saw one. It's Metro right here. And we'll get something. Dollar-wise. Okay, here, Dollar-wise. I talked to the owners of Dollar-wise, and they don't have a Google map. Yeah, but he wanted to sell his facility for like a ridiculous amount of money. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy that. And let's see what else. Anything else over here? Find something. Yeah, so like if we look at the competition, like for this, I really want it to be apples to apples. Let's look at this CubeSmart and just see if it's like, is it all inside? Is it indoors? Or do they have outdoor drive? Okay, they have outdoor drive up. So let's look and see what their prices are. I just like to do apples to apples. So now let's go to the prices here. Okay, this is climate control, outside drive up, 5 by 10s. Here's a 10 by 10 outside drive up. Okay, $143 a month. $143 a month is what we should be charging for a 10 by 10. That is crazy. I probably won't go that high, right? But that seems like really crazy, honestly. Okay, let's go back to my deal analyzer now. And let's just put it in. And we'll play around the numbers. So that's $1.43. Yeah, we have $1.10 in here. What would y'all put? I would not, but now I come into the competition page and I'll just put like 10 by 10s here. It's $1.43 and it's $143, but we don't want to do that. I would put $143 here, and then I would just have like a whole, like all of the competition would be here, the name of the property, etc., and then try to find the average price per square foot, right, on these. Okay, is what I would do. But I think $1.43 is too high. But honestly, the truth is, oh yeah, you know what? Let me show y'all what we did. This is a good idea. Let me do this. Let me pull up my my tracker sheet here. Hang on, competition tracker. That's what we need to do. Why didn't I think about this in the first place? Competition tracker. Okay, so this is the sheet that where we keep track of all of our competition. And let me just pull up Fayetteville. So Christy works for us, and she put the sheet together. It's like an amazing sheet here, right? But then essentially all we're doing is just keeping track of this sheet. Actually looks exactly like our deal analyzer. All right, and that's how we keep track of our competition. And then as you can see, she's like keeping track of all the different sizes. And she's keeping track of like the average price per unit is what she's doing. So we're on Fayetteville now. So see, she's pulled up all the ones that I just looked at is the ones that she's pulled up with. And like dollar mini wise, like she doesn't have anything there because she obviously can't get a hold of them and stuff, But so like, as you can see, our competition is nothing but like primary market. All right. So 10 by 10s is anywhere from 156 to 109, and the average comes out to $1.33 a square foot. You see, $1.33 a square foot. We are not charging what we should be charging. All right, I'm going to yell at Pete. So let's go back to the deal analyzer, and let's go back to the info sheet, and we're going to put we'll put $1.30 and just see what it looks like. If we were going to charge $1.30, what would it look like? Okay, yeah. So we need to take it from 85 cents a square foot to something. I mean, I don't know what price we should be at, but we should take it like higher because our competition is nothing but primary market. And this is actually probably why we're always full, because we're like, the oldest and cheapest in town is really how it is, right? But you can see now, let's get into the inputs. Actually, this has $1 million on it. Actually, we bought this facility for $250,000. Okay. And he did not owner finance it to us, right? But he could have owner financed it to us. If he owner financed it to us, we would have just put like 20% down, 5% interest, and then had like fixed interest. Well, actually, I put 250,000. This is what I got from my lender. I'll put this in. Actually, it's perfect. So, I won't put it in under owner financing. I'll put it in under the bank financing. So we put 0% down. So we put no money into the deal. We got it for 10% interest, and it's interest only payments for 10 years. I mean, he said up to 10. We could do up to 10 years. All right. And there's no amortization. So this actually, this is what we're paying. We're paying $2,083 a month. Right, that's what we're paying, right? And and so we could refi it out, but we're actually going to just sell it. Is what we're going to do, and we never actually refi it or anything because we just make so much money on this thing. And the lender that's lending to us is a really good friend of ours, and so we kind of work out a deal. Like he makes money, we make money, kind of thing. So, but this is actually what our terms look like. Okay, we are at 1,043% cash on cash return is where we're at. 1,043%. Our net percent after our mortgage is 68%. Now, so if we can take it to $1.30, all right, that's where our numbers can see, right? So we bought it for $250. We're running it at a 7 cap. I'm pretty sure this thing could go for a 6 cap. Maybe even a 5 cap with all those life storages and stuff around. They're charging like ridiculous amounts of money. Let's see, let's do $1.43, which is what our competition was charging. At $1.43, our valuation comes out to $1.3 million. We bought it at a 35% cap rate, right? That's at a 7 cap. Let's see if we can get to a 6 cap. 6 cap is $1.5 million. All right. Now, obviously, it's not going to get that much. It's not going to get all the way up there, but you could just play with the numbers and see. Let's just say if I keep it at like $1.15 a square foot, it's valued at $1.5 million. We bought it at $250,000 5 years ago. And so it's actually a really good deal. My God, we made like a lot of money on this deal, right? And if we could get it to $1.15 a square foot, it's worth $2 million. Isn't that crazy? If we can make $60,000 income on our storage facility, the units itself, and then if we can make the $54,000 for the storage, right, which comes out to $114,000 a year, which is basically kind of what it should be making. We're not making that right now because we're still trying to get like all filled up from the parking and stuff like that. We're almost there. a lot of people left when we did the paving too, which was actually fine for us, honestly. A lot of people were like, nah, I don't need to do this anymore. And we were just like, fine, get out of here. Because we wanted all those like ugly looking cars and stuff getting out there anyways. So we're still kind of working our way up, but we should be making around $114,000 a year. All right. And I'll put this on the bank financing one here. So yeah, so our debt service ratio is 3.7. Right. And if once we raise the rates to 115, it would be 4.56. And let's see, our cash flow, this is about right. Yeah, see, we're making $11,000 a month, right? Our operating expenses are about 1,800. And our NOI is, 948. Or let's look at the bank financing. And then our net monthly income is about $7,400, right? So our cash on cash return is 935%. 935%. All right. So we got a really good deal for our first deal, right? And so I just wanted to show y'all that, like, at least I wanted to walk through and kind of show y'all how I do the deal analysis anyways. And I wanted to run numbers on that. Now, we're going to, we're going to sell this property. And I figured it'd be worth at least $1.5 million. If it's making that much money, I figured that's about what it would be. So looking forward to that, looking forward to selling it, and making some money on it. But the best part is that we have, all right, is, and this is what everybody needs to be doing. All right, so this is our first facility. All right, we're just trying. We were like, we didn't know what we were doing. We were just like trying to figure it out. Fayetteville, Georgia. Actually, you know what? Let me search this real fast. Miss Lillian Self-Storage in Fayetteville, Georgia. Okay, yeah. So you can see. Let's see if these all pull up or now. It's like weird that like nothing pulls up. Okay, well you see the 4. Okay, you see this one down here too. So we have this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here. And then we have this one all the way down here. This is in Warm Springs, which is probably about an hour and a half south. But you see, we have this 5 facilities right here. Even if we just sold these 4 facilities and not included this one in, we're going to sell these as a portfolio. So we're working on that right now. And this facility is kind of the biggest one, but honestly, all 4 of them are almost exactly kind of the same. They're all about like anywhere from 60 to 100 units are these, right? So it's probably gonna be around 300. I think it's like 350 units right here, just these 4. So we're gonna sell this as a portfolio. And we're working on cleaning up our facilities now. And we've had all these for like anywhere from 2 to 5 years. Like this Fayetteville one's the first one. I did Fayetteville the first year, and then I did Noonan the second year. And then, so I only had 2 facilities in the first 2 years. And then like the third year, I think I bought like 2 or so, like the other, like those are like the first ones I bought is what you see right there. And so it's time for us to like dump those, sell them, and then like, 1031 exchange them into something else. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but yeah, so I wanted to show y'all the portfolio that we've made. And this is what you need to be doing. And the reason I say that is because I have a student, and her very first facility she bought was like 275, just exactly like mine. She's almost exactly like the one you just saw, right? It was like 125 units. She picked it up for 275. Great deal. It's worth like, $1.5 million now. And then she actually on that one, she's got room to grow, and she's going to add on and all kinds of stuff. So really, really good deal. And then her second facility that she bought was actually 3 facilities. It was a portfolio of 630 units. So then I partnered with her on the deal, and I brought in a couple of lenders, and we all partnered on the deal because she didn't have $750,000 to put down. So we kind of partnered on the deal. But so she wants to sell the facility. She's like, let's sell them. Like the market's so hot, let's just sell them. And she took them, and like within almost a year, she stabilized those properties just like this. She's only had those properties for a year, and she bought it for $3 million. And she's listing that portfolio for $7 million. And she's only had it for a year. a year. And I was like, man, I need to be listing my properties out. My gosh, if she's going to make that much, I want to make that much too. So that's why. And, I always thought I was going to sell my properties off, one on. Like, we're done with that one. Let's sell them. But what happened, we talked to Marcus and Millichap, and they were like, if you can do portfolios, you will make way more money. Unless you, versus what you would sell them separately. And I was like, and I already kind of knew this anyways, but like they just solidified that in my mind. And now I'm selling, because we have like North Georgia, several facilities, Central, like Atlanta. Then we have like the sign of like Central Georgia, and then we have South Georgia, and then we have like Florida. So we really have like 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 different portfolios. We don't have like East Georgia yet, but I'm like, I need some East Georgia too. And then we just make like mini portfolios of like maybe 300 units. And then you can just buy them, stabilize them, and then sell them as a portfolio and make way more money that way. So that's our plan. We're sticking to it, and I hope that y'all stick to that too. But yeah, so I just wanted to show y'all kind of the deal. First of all, the deal analyzer and how powerful this deal analyzer is going to be. Last Monday, I went over the deal analyzer as well too, and I went over some owner financing stuff. And over the course of the next couple of months, I'm going to be doing case studies on all my facilities. So every week I'm going to do a new case study so y'all can learn about all the facilities I bought, and then I'm going to run the deal analysis and go over the numbers with you guys. So because essentially the hardest part about buying storage, first, it's hard to find a good deal, but it's really deal analysis. It's really like, is this a good deal or not? Calling and talk to owners is one thing, and finding owners that want to sell is one thing, but that deal analysis, that's really the key. And you make money in the purchase, right? Luckily, like the market is just like taken off in the last 5 years. So I got into the market when like stuff was like ridiculously cheap. Like everything that I bought, all facilities I bought were less than a couple $100,000, and they're all going to be worth about what you see right now. But that doesn't mean there aren't any good deals out there, right? We're buying a facility right now in our funds where we're taking it from $1 million to $3 million, and all we're doing is just increasing the rates. So there are good deals out there. So make sure you're getting out there talking to owners and seeing if anybody wants to sell. And that's all we do. And then secondly, you need to run the deal analysis and look at the numbers. And so I'm going to, over the course of the next couple of months, I'm just going to really focus on the deal analysis and kind of help you understand that better, right? Okay, any questions? Anything that you have to say about Fayetteville, my first deal? It was a very, very good deal. And I'm looking forward to selling that and making some money, or anything else that you guys would be thinking about or need help with. And then somebody asked about how do you purchase a unit without using your own money. I have so many videos on YouTube about that. So make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can watch as many videos as you want there, right? So I've been giving content on YouTube for several years now. So there's lots of stuff there that you can look at too. Okay, good. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out to the very end, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Next week we're going to go over Noonan. That's my second facility that I bought, and we'll run some numbers and see like how that one looks as well too. All right. So I will see you then. I'm going to hop on my pitch right now. It's stacyrossetti.com/fund. stacyrossetti.com/fund. I'm going to hop on there, and I will see you there. Okay.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Storage Nerds. Hope this informative conversation inspired you to go out there and jump into this highly profitable business venture that people rarely talk about. Get more tips on storage space investing at www.stacyrossetti.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and leave a rating. Together, let's build that thriving passive income one storage space at a time. Until next time.